everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name's Kate, and today is day 2 of the Craftober Spooktacular. So let's begin. Today we are making a ghosty garland. We're going to want some kind of cutting implement, something to string them on. This is some paracord that I had from a project sometime last year. Something to tie around them because we're basically making tassels. So, got some ribbon and either some yarn that's the usual one, or because I can't find any white yarn and didn't want to make pink ghosts today, we're using fabric scraps. This happens to all be fleece and terry cloth, but mostly fleece. So let's get into it, shall we? So you've got your material, your scissors. You might want to grab a lighter to heat seal the ends on the ribbon and paracord or whatever it is that you decide you want to string the garland itself with, and tie the tops. Now, if you're doing this with regular yarn, you would have a piece and wrap it a bunch of times, tie it, cut the end. Makes it a little easier. For these, we're going to fold it over and tie it here. So you want to make sure that the length is double what you want it to be. So like, if we cut it here, the little ghosty is going to be like that tall. So and it's going to be kind of squished together anyway, so having everything be exactly even and whatnot isn't super important, but you know. A bit of uniformity is probably going to make it easier in the long run for what we're doing. And especially for something like this, you could even use an extra piece of fabric to tie. But yeah, so. And that would be the one little ghosty right there. So, we'll set that aside. It might also double as an octopus now that I'm thinking about it. And we've got a little bit more of, we've got a lot more of this. This looks like it's about 1/8 of a yard. So if you're going to buy fabric for this purpose, you would only need like a small portion. For these ones, okay. Yeah, let's make these guys a little bit bigger than the other ones. Just because we can. And just a forewarning, if you do decide to do this with terry cloth, it will shed. Alright. So, we'll start out like that and see what it looks like. So it's open here. So you cut the fold that's on that side. So you have 4 open pieces, like so. And then you can just cut along here. And I know the one on the inside is a little closer to the edge, but it works. We'll make it work. And yeah, when you're doing this, just keep control over the scissors, because you don't want to cut a finger. Alright, and if you have pieces like this that are kind of odd sized, you can just go with it. There can be an angle to them. No one says that ghosties have to be straight across. They can be asymmetrical, that's fine. Now we've got a long one for the middle. Probably enough for 2 of these guys, so 1 on each side. Something like that, probably. Alright, now. Right. So. Alright. Because, just a point of interest, if you don't heat seal the paracord, it will fray out. This one was sealed, so it's not going to do more than that, but I'm still going to put a knot at the end, just because it will probably make hanging easier. If you put a piece of tape or something here, it'll be more likely to stop. Actually, let's go for actually the end of the cord. Thank you. If it focuses. And you can just do an overhand knot, like here. Alright. So, I'm just going to eyeball it for this. Okay, there's at least going to be 7 that we need. So, if you pre-cut 7 about 8-inch pieces, it usually works best for me if I figure out how long I need the initial one to be and then just fold it over however many times. So we're at 3 now. Can go ahead and cut the ends. So you have the cord that they're going on, and you find the middle. So for our middle piece, it's going to be the long strands like these. Put them together however you want to, and then you fold the strands you're working with in half, and we're going to take, so I was just noticing, if you have one that's wider, you can put that over the rest of them, and when you go to make the neck of the ghost, it'll make it more even and whatnot. So you can do like whatever color ribbons. I just had these hanging around. And okay, well, they're going to be bow ties more than whatever else. So there's that for Ghosty 1. So I found this in my stuff. So, I mean, it's been sitting in my craft supplies for like, I don't know, 1.5 years, 2 years, something like that. And hasn't had a discernible thing to be used for, so I'll just space them out with this. That'd work. But the problem with the tiny spools is that there's only 1 yard on each of them. And if you divide, like if you have something like that where it's a 1 yard piece, if you divide it in thirds, like that, each one is going to be 12 inches. Alright, so the battery died. I went ahead and finished stringing the rest of these little guys on the way that I did the other ones that you saw. And now it's time to like trim up a few of them to make them a little more even and add the spacers in there to keep them where they need to be. Okay, so we've only got 3 each of these. Alright, so I have this one, so I need 1, 2, 3 more. So 1. Okay, so each one of them has a spot. Alright, now it's probably going to be easiest to show you guys how to do it with this one. So to do the overhand on a cord, you want to fold the piece you're working with in half, and if you want the cross ribbon to be in the front like it is here, you put the loop, because shadow works, you put the loop behind and then pull the tails through like that, and then just cinch it up onto the cord. And there you go. And it works the same with the Tinsley one. Yeah, if you're just using what you have at home, it doesn't really matter. If you're going out specifically to get things for this project, you might want to get double-sided satin ribbon if you're using ribbon. You could also use trim or something else. Alright guys, so I finished putting the garland together, and as you can see, like, I just left the ribbons a little longer to give it a little more variety and whatnot, so I quite like how it turned out. Just as a reminder, if you're using something that can fray or shed, like a furry sort of material or terry cloth, it gets everywhere. Once it's like this, it seems pretty stable, but if you're using like a fur or something, I would not suggest that. Like something like a felt or a fleece, like the white and like these ones are, that works fine. Or you could just use some like ribbon or the usual yarn or whatever you want to do. But yeah. And, oh, yeah. You can also put eyes on them if you want to. I was gonna do googly eyes, but I don't have googly eyes that would work on there. The only ones I have are really tiny, that you may or may not have seen in the previous nail art tutorials. So anyway, that's all for today. If you want to see more of my stuff, I'm going to be uploading every day for the Craftober Spooktacular. So if you want to be informed when a new video goes up, ding the bell down there. And if you want to see my last video, it's going to be over here. And my other channel is over here. I'm going to be talking about pumpkins and turnips and traditions and all kinds of fun things over there. So yeah, have at it. I will see you tomorrow. Have a great day.